Hi there folks. In this video we're going to have a look at a product that I purchased a little while back, and it's from Do-All Outdoors. It's called the Pigeon Perch target system, and basically I think this particular product is discontinued. However, they do make sort of part of it, and by that I mean the plastic or rubberized targets themselves are not available anymore. However, the holders are, so we'll have a look at this. We'll take it out of the package and see what it's all about. First off, we'll get a little closer look at the packaging itself. And you can see it's made of this, the targets themselves are made of this self-healing material. And it is supposed to be usable with all calibers of pistols and rifles and also pellet guns. So we've got these orange knockout discs or targets. Then we've got the holders down below and some metal rods that go in the ground. So like I said, this particular product I think may be discontinued. I did find it at a place that sort of does clearance stuff. So I think you can buy just the target holders and the rods at this point in time. Let's have a look at the back of the package. And you can see that it sort of reiterates what was on the front. Self-healing target material. Won't crack or break, supposedly, built for all calibers, 17 caliber to 50 caliber, as well as 177 pellets. The instructions: clay targets may also be used, as it says down below there, and the usual warnings about safe backstop, etc., and their website and all that stuff. So let's get it out of the package. So this stuff comes in a kind of a clamshell plastic thing. There's some staples in it which I have removed, and it's easy enough once you've got the staples out of the way. It just unhinges. And these are the target discs. You can see the thickness of them there, and they're made of this synthetic material, kind of a rubbery type material. Apparently you're supposed to shoot these only in warmer weather conditions. You don't want to shoot them when it's like at freezing, because apparently they are not as resistant to damage when they are cold, which makes a certain amount of sense, although it does reduce the amount of time you can use them where I live. One side is sort of clay target looking, and the other side has some scoring rings in it. So then we've got the holders themselves. These are black. I think they're made out of the same type of synthetic material, kind of a rubbery, flexible material. It's got a hole in the bottom. And these target discs sort of just rest in top. They don't actually sit inside, they just kind of precariously rest on that so that they'll fall out when they're shot. And you've got the metal rods here that go in the bottom. And so the basic assembly is like that, with your target perched on top. You can also use a standard clay target instead, and they will fit inside the rim, and they actually fit fairly securely in there, which is good. They're not likely to fall out. So I'm just using, for clay targets, I'm using pickups from the ski club. See, that one's been cracked. These are ones that have been thrown and they didn't get shot, so they landed on the ground, and they're really not usable for re-throwing because they have cracks in them. So it'd be usable enough for this kind of a thing though. Anyway, we'll go set some of these up and give them a try. So these are easy enough to set up as long as you're not dealing with rocky or gravelly ground. Lots of clay around here, so fairly easy just to find a spot with no rocks and push it down until it's firm. And we can set our targets up. Like I said, they're not actually inside this trough. They just kind of perch on top of it. Although these targets may be rated for more punishment, I'm just going to shoot them today with a 22. Have the Marlin Model 60 along and the Remington bucket of bullets. So let's load this thing up and give it a try. Alright, I'm all set up to go. And just as a note, I've got the target set up at the base of about a 6-foot backstop. You can't really see it in the weeds there, but there is about a 6-foot pile of clay behind the targets, so that should suffice for our purposes. Alright, I'm shooting up pretty close here, so the sights aren't really regulated for this close of a distance, but there's what a bullet hole looks like on the front. And you can barely even see a hole in the back. There's a hole, well, right about there where my thumb is. There is a little depression, but you can barely even see the hole. The entrance is much more obvious. That's on one target. There's another one. Once again, just a tiny little, you can kind of see the little mark that it leaves there where it exited, so it's sort of like elastic. It kind of squeezes down around the hole. So we'll see how these do with a few more shots through them. Alright, let's do a little bit of a torture test up close here. Put a bunch of shots into this quick just to see how it takes them. We're peppering it pretty good there. And there's the backside. So you can see that it does poke a little portion of the target out, but seems to be holding up reasonably well. So let's give them a try with some clay pigeons in them this time. So if you're being cheap, you can actually just reuse some of the pieces that you didn't break into the small ones and shoot them again. So here's something that most of us will be curious about, is how do these holders hold up to being hit with bullets. So you can see that I've clipped it a few times there, and it does take a chunk out of it. So I don't know how long these will last with repeated hits. Apparently it's not a great idea to clip them like that. It might be better just to not shoot the pieces and save these holders for a little longer. So there you go, guys, a kind of a quick look at the Dual Pigeon Perch target system. And looks like the kind of thing that would be fun for somebody with a, especially with a handgun, where you can get up close and it doesn't take very long to reset the targets, because if you're back at any distance, this is probably going to get kind of old going back and forth from a long distance to set up the targets, unless you have an awful lot of these. I think 4 is really not enough. Yeah, ideally you'd have at least double this number, or or more, just to save time with setup. Be nice to have 10 of them. Be a good number. If you had a 22 pistol, 10 shots, 10 targets, that could be kind of fun. At any rate, it'd be a good system to show somebody the fundamentals of shooting. You get instant feedback. You fire a shot, you either hit the target or you didn't hit the target. And if you can't find this older version with the knockout discs, then if you buy the newer one, you can always use the clay targets instead. Either way, should be good for some fun. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next video.